right! Hello, everybody! Hello, Void Dweller! Hello, Mystery Theater! Welcome back to 428 Shibuya Scramble. Last time we got through a lot of flashbacks and everything. And, still, I can't believe that Caanan's story is still not over. But it's pretty close. So before I give my thoughts on that, let's go finish it. Hopefully it still saves us where we were. And, let's see. I find it interesting that we, that also, this one thing is the only part of the game that's voiced. And two, that they never had a live-action actor for Caanan. I thought that was quite interesting as well. But I'll give my full thoughts after this is finished. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin our descent. Hello, G-chan! Woo! Welcome to the stream. Please ensure that your seatbelt is fastened and that any electronic devices have been powered off. Caanan stirred. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. Her eyes slowly drifted open. A long dream receded. She'd be on the ground within the hour. Once the plane had landed, she would disembark by a different route than the other passengers, then board a helicopter that would be waiting for her on the runway. She stretched and resettled, steeling her resolve. After the mission in Jordan, she had gone on to learn of a certain distinguished family, wiped out in political conflict, and how its sole surviving daughter had been trained as a mercenary. But that was a story from the past. It wasn't her story anymore. Right now, she just needed to head to Shibuya, save Maria, and put a stop to the serpent's actions. I really want to see her talk about more about Maria.
Maria.
Yes! Maria. She resisted the urge to hurry to her destination. Taking out her cell phone, she... What?! You're fucking kidding me! Oh no, I know what's gonna happen. Wait. God damn it! I don't know what's gonna happen! Should I do it or not? Oh god, if I don't do it, is it gonna make me do if I do it, is it gonna make me do Caanan's story all over again? Or, God, I don't know, like, or to get to this part, because I know that she called her right after. See, this is another reason why jumping sucks. I'm sorry. Hello, Zarmegas. I legitimately don't know whether to do or not. No, last time in the Suzune story, the jump was completely meaningless. God. Ugh. It better jump me back. I fucking swear. I fucking swear. Abruptly, Maria's cell phone rang in Stanley's pocket.
That's right. I meant to give this back to y'all.
He handed the phone to Maria.
I wonder who's...
I wonder who's calling. Is it my anime girlfriend?
Maria picked it up. She could hardly believe it when she heard the voice on the line. Brusque yet girlish with a daredevil... I love how that's described, like... My God. A voice that had been burned into her mind since the day she met its owner. Like, seriously. Who describes someone's voice like that if they're not totally infatuated with them?
No, it can't be!
She had been sure that she'd never hear that voice again. In an instant, Maria's face was damp with tears of joy.
Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness!
And jump back to Caanan. Okay.
Maria.
It just takes me right back. Yes, Ji-chan, she achieved the impossible. She has a 2D girlfriend, yes! She knew it was a pointless act. Surely Maria would be unable to answer the phone. Still, she couldn't resist the urge to try.
Huh?
What? Incredibly, the call connected. Caanan gasped as if she'd seen a ghost.
Maria ka?
Maria. A sound of sobbing came through the receiver.
泣くのは後。おい、本当にマリアなんだな?
Maria, is that really you? She didn't actually need to ask. Caanan could... Caanan could tell just from the sound of breathing that it was Maria on the line. Just fuck already, my god. She felt a rush of joy. She wasn't too late after all.
よかった。本当によかった。
Thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. Maria's voice was happy. Her tears were tears of joy. Caanan let out a strained laugh, feeling that their positions had been strangely reversed. Maria had been concerned for her well-being. She heard in her happy sobs the sound of a dear friend who had somehow survived a very long and harrowing day. Maria proceeded to put Caanan on the phone with a man named Jack Stanley, a U.S. operative who had helped to keep Maria safe. In 10 minutes of hurried conversation, he brought her up to speed on the situation. The people of Shibuya had managed to stop the UA virus from running rampant through their city. But there was one worrisome detail.
アルファルドの身柄は CIA が預かったんだな。
The CIA took Alphard into custody? Oh, fuckberries. It was Stanley's superior, Gordon, who had escorted Alphard away, so I assume we're going to see her perspective of that confrontation. Caanan recognized the name. She was certain that Gordon was one of the Serpent's collaborators.
直接本国に送る。手続きもなしで。非公式に。
Extraditing her to the U.S., Caanan asked. Unofficially, with no due process. She was appalled at the naivete of the Japanese police. They hadn't arrested the terrorist, they had merely taken her into custody. Thanks to Gordon's intervention, Alphard's whereabouts were now unknown. It would be extremely difficult to track her down.
でも、1時間の差で追いついた。
Still, I bought myself an hour this morning that she wasn't expecting. She allowed herself a cautious smile. If Gordon was acting on his own, he'd have to use the airport. She probably had about 30 minutes left to act. For an ordinary person, that would be a hopeless situation. But Caanan was no ordinary person. At a facility with that many people, this many colors, the color of danger would stand out clear as day.
分かった。あとは私に任せて。じゃあね、マリア。用事を済ませたら真っ先に会いに行くよ。
All right, she said once Maria was back on the line. Leave the rest to me. Once this is all over, I'll head right over to see you. Kiss, kiss. She hung up the phone. Her anxious pacing had ceased, stilted by her steely determination to confront her enemy at last.
にしても、私の名前を語るなんて。
Honestly, going around pretending that she's me. What an outrageous deception. Something had changed in the serpent. She was toying with her far more than usual.
いいよ。
All right.
そういうことなら、たっぷりお返ししてやろうじゃないか。
Is she gonna pretend to be Alphard? If that's how she's gonna do things, I'll just have to pay her back in full. It went against Caanan's own sensibilities, but trickery seemed like the perfect tactic to use against these foes. Maria and her companions had been played like puppets. It was time to return the favor. The sound of propeller blades cut the air. Voices were barely audible beneath the roar as the craft prepared for takeoff.
Oh, excuse me, miss.
Miss Caanan ですか?
Might you be Miss Caanan?
The agent, obviously a last-minute deployment, looked like a nervous wreck. His scent was startlingly harmless. He hardly seemed suited for the job.
そうだけど、これもう出るの？
That's right. Are we ready to go?
はい、それはもちろん。
Yes, of course.
でもですね、どうなんでしょうね。飛べることは飛べるんですけど、
I meant I'm ready to fly, miss.
あなた、こういうの初めて？
Is this your first time doing this sort of thing?
はい、初任務です。ありがとうございます。
Yes, my first mission. Thank you, miss.
She decided to ignore his bumbling. Her first impulse was just to kick the stolt, but obviously that wouldn't do. Since befriending Maria, she'd become far less inclined to casually strike out if fools had gotten her way. Oh my god!
それで、銃の補充はさせてもらえるの？
Do you have my firearms ready? She asked.
いえ、それが
Well,
銃ですよね。もちろん用意してありますが、そういうのはどうなんでしょう。
right, the guns. They've been prepared for you, of course. But, how do I put this?
Caanan stared at him.
何か問題でも？
Is there a problem? She asked.
はい、言いにくいんですけど。
Yes, it's kind of difficult to say.
事件はですね、つい先ほどきれいさっぱり解決したと。
The situation you see just a little earlier. I heard it was all cleanly resolved.
She held her tongue, all part of the act.
解決した？
Resolved? Seemed best to feign ignorance, just to be on the safe side. This man's color was trustworthy enough. The hue of the copter pilot on standby was harder to read. An unsightly blue, proof that he'd had contact with a killer. Better play dumb. She couldn't risk blowing this golden opportunity.
ごめん、詳しく説明して。
I'm sorry, but would you mind explaining? She asked.
はい。でも怒らないでくださいよ。
Of course. Just, please don't be mad, okay?
The man explained the situation, profusely apologetic all the while. He told her about the panic that had befallen Shibuya. The existence of UA had been exposed. Alphard had been taken in by the CIA, and Maria Osawa was now under police protection.
そうか。
I see. Well then.
はい。カナンさんは全くの無駄足というか。
Yeah, so I guess this whole journey was just pretty much a wasted trip for you, Miss Caanan.
It's not wasted if I get to see Maria. He was a man of far too many words. No matter. She could understand his unease. From his perspective, she was an uninvited guest. To the good agent here, she was a meddler trying to usurp the CIA's rightful target. To the helicopter pilot, she was simply a nuisance who would arrive a few minutes ahead of schedule. But the fact was that they were the ones who had no part to play on this stage. Not if her plan was going to work anyhow. Maria and the others had slipped through Alphard's fangs, unexpectedly providing Caanan with one last chance. Now it's up to her to seize it.
この町、渋谷との相性は最悪だったな。テロリスト。
Looks like Shibuya really was a poor fit for you, terrorist. She shrugged off a momentary twinge of self-doubt. Maria had survived so far without Kaanan's help. It did seem a bit outrageous for her to get involved now. And this novice agent was right about one thing. Her initial plan for the trip had in fact been a total waste. But still, she felt a surge of excitement for what lay ahead. Perhaps she'd been secretly hoping it would come down to a single desperate encounter all along. Another moment when fate took a strange twist and everything changed. Like that hectic day on which she first met Maria. Really? I thought we already saw this. She cast her mind back to their first encounter. That unexpected brightness.
それじゃあサディーク。サディークになるってのどうかな？
No!
Let's be friends, Sadiki. How about it?
It felt like so long ago. She'd seen in this wayward stranger a comforting color. A hue that felt inexplicably familiar. And suddenly, after all this time, she realized why.
そうか。
Sure. All right. How strange that she'd never realized before. Maria shone with the same color as Kaanan's older sister. Caanan had an older sister? Really? I didn't even know that. No wonder she triggered so many memories of youth. Caanan had been isolated as a child, spending more and more time alone with her peculiar senses. Yet she had remained close to her family. It was their warmth that had tied her strange self to the world around her. Maria didn't literally resemble her lost sister, but she had brought her warm color back into Kaanan's life. Oh my god. Oh my god! There in the prop wash of the waiting helicopter, Caanan giggled despite herself. She felt ridiculous for only realizing something like this now, but she was glad that it had happened nonetheless.
あれ承知してないんですか
Huh, are you okay, ma'am?
The novice agent stared at her in confusion. Caanan nodded reassuringly. Maria was safe for now, but she still had one last job to do.
友人を助けに来たのが普通に会うことになっただけだし。
I came here to save my friend, but since she's okay, I guess this'll be just a regular visit. Caanan took the gun she'd been provided, then flashed the agent a girlish smile.
それに、そっちの方がずっといい。
And really, isn't that so much better? Turning away from the hired chopper, she headed for the main concourse like an ordinary tourist. Her long journey was over now. She had finally found something stronger than hatred. It's love!
そうでしょ、シャム。
Isn't that right, Siam? Their parting seemed ages ago now, but she lived up to the training he had given her, to be a warrior, to live for something greater than revenge. That training had gotten her to where she was now. She would not be something hollow like the serpent. She would hold her head high, strive to meet Siam's ideal, and fight for her future.
さあ、ラストゲームだ、アルファル
We have one last game to play, Alphard.
ド。姉と妹、どっちの蛇が生き残るか、決着をつけに行こう。
My old rival. Let's see which of us snakes will survive in the end. She had come to protect Maria, the friend who showed her how to hope again. Now it's time for a final showdown. It's time to make that hope a reality. I fucking knew it! Oh my god! Woo! Maya Sakamoto, the singer. Ha! That is an Akio wow! There's a fucking all-star voice cast here. Holy fuckberries. My god. Yep, Nasu. Jesus Louise's creasing. Damn. You know, tight move. Because that's, Nasu's, his old bag. God, I love this song. Do, 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 do. Seriously. Oh my god. This is some kind of song that I would like have listened to on repeat over and over again as a kid, like a teenager or whatever. I love orchestral music and just like listening to it and imagining different scenes of different things to it. Especially orchestral OSTs. You can say it, whatever, it's fine, Mystery Theater. You don't need to say it in Row 13. If you don't think it's a spoiler, it's fine. I did like the story overall. I did think there were a bit too many flashbacks. And right back to the title. Solitary Serpent. Okay, so hello X-Team, welcome to the stream. What is Danganronpa S? I saw the trailer in E3, yeah. That looks pretty exciting. So yeah, it was supposed to be the pop quiz, I believe. Was how to unlock all the other side stories. I have to type it in? Oh, wait. What? You expect me to remember something that exact? You're not even gonna give me multiple choice. What? It's new Danganronpa content, G-chan, but it's in the talent plan universe from the bonus game of V3. How am I supposed to remember this? Fucking hell! Ah, Jesus, Louise's creases. I'm looking that up. Like, seriously. Yeah, I saw in the Discord. Thank you, Zarmagus, for your guide. The, game facts. God. Okay, wow. Oh, it was 100 like I thought. I was gonna actually type in 100. Because viruses ain't that big. No, How do I go back? There we go. No. I want to... No! Oh, that's weird. I see. Okay.
Correct! Da-da-da-da-da.
Okay. Answering pop quiz questions correctly will let you read special episodes. Enjoy the tale of Asao Ozu and Yutaro Segawa. Oh my god! Okay, so this just unlocks it directly. Awesome. That's good. Oh, it's these two guys. Okay. The Yakuza guys. Here we go. Hold on, my fucking... God damn it. Steph. Ozu snarled at the young man who sat before him in the dingy little office belonging to Takarada Financing.
Do you understand what it means to break a promise between men?
The man glared back at him.
What do you want me to say?
He muttered. Ozu had seen the same look plenty of times before, and he despised it. It was the look of a man who hadn't realized he'd already lost. Ozu hated people like that more than anything.
5 million. And the interest on it hasn't been paid. When was the payment for that interest due again? Yesterday. Well, if you knew that, then how come you haven't paid it?
Okay, I don't think that's the other guy talking. It's the, I think that's some random dude. Ozu's voice rose to a bellow that practically shook the windows. He couldn't tolerate anyone breaking promises. No exceptions. I understand. Despite Ozu's fury, the man seemed unconcerned. I'll work it off. I'm in shape. His upper arm sported bulging biceps, and were the arms of a fighter. Oh, this actually might be the other guy.
Or if that's no good, I can always sell my organs.
The man added nonchalantly. It struck Ozu as a ridiculous offer, the suggestion of a clueless youth.
Listen, pal. You can't just up and offer to sell your organs. Your parents will want you taking better care of yourself. I have taken care of myself, and so my organs. Stop joking me around!
Ozu lurched to his feet and kicked the table hard.
I'm not joking anyone around. I'm being serious.
The man looked squarely back at Ozu.
What did you spend the 5 million on?
The older man grumbled.
If I tell you that, will you wipe the deck clean? Of course not!
Again, Ozu kicked the table. The young man shrugged.
I need some funds instead of a bank transfer scam. Oh?
Ozu straightened up reflexively, picking up the scent of money.
But a scam like that requires a fake account in someone else's name. Yes, it does. I tried to go to some black market channels to get one, but well, I just wound up losing my money over and over.
The man continued describing how he'd blown through over 1.5 million yen before landing the fake account.
I figured that once I had the account though, I'd be able to make something work.
Thinking that his fraud scheme needed a bigger team, the man had tried to recruit some scam artists online. He ponied up 3 million to use for advance funds for the effort. But once he'd given over to the team he'd assembled, they'd all skip town the next day. They scammed him! Oh my god! Oh my god, that's hilarious. He was looking for scam artists and got scammed by the scam artists he was looking for. Classic. Now desperate, he'd taken the remaining 500,000 to illegally purchase a list of easy marks. Said list contained the phone numbers of several dozen elderly people who had fallen for such bank transfer schemes before. The man had tried making his way down the list, calling one number after the other. None of the numbers on the list, however, actually wound up connecting to anyone. Rather than craft his own fraud scheme, the man had fallen victim to one himself. Oh my god! Oh my god!
You were looking for some suckers, but got suckered yourself.
Ozu snorted.
Yeah.
The man grumbled soundly as what you deserve.
Look, could you please just let me make a quick phone call? A phone call, huh? There's another mark I've been working on since this morning. I just need a little coaxing. If I pull it off, I might be able to pay what I owe.
There was no way this guy was pulling off a scam. From all I'd heard so far, Ozu was sure of it. Now that made him all the more amused at the thought of letting the guy have his call.
This I gotta hear. Go ahead, make your call.
Ozu turned the phone speaker on and handed the receiver to the other man. With a notebook in his other hand, the man dialed. The phone rang several times, and then someone picked up.
Hello, Grandma, it's me. Did you get the money?
Oh, Masa, is that you? How's school going?
I'm already working now, Grandma. Didn't I tell you?
Oh, yes, that's right. How lovely. How's your homework looking for today? Oh, and make sure you come straight home and don't buy too much candy while you're out. The old woman on the other end of the line sounded completely senile. She was under the mistaken impression that this man was her grandson.
So anyway, Grandma, you remember what we talked about last time? Did you get the money?
Money? Was there something that you wanted?
No, it's not like that. Do you remember our phone call from earlier?
Phone call? What do you mean? Oh my god. These two weren't even on the same page. Ozu frowned skeptically as he listened to the back and forth.
Remember I said I'd been in a car accident. I hurt someone really bad and needed to pay a settlement.
Masa, you don't need to lie, you know.
Lie?
The man looked panicked.
I'm not lying.
It's all right. Grandmothers can tell this sort of thing.
But I'm not lying.
I bet you really wanted to buy some new video game. It's okay, Masa. I've got enough saved up to buy it for you. Don't you worry. I've been all alone ever since your grandpa died, and I'm just happy whenever you call me. Buying you a video game is the least I can do. The joy in the older woman's voice left the con artist at a loss for words. Your father and your uncles never come around to see me anymore. I'm so very happy you called. Thanks to you, I might live another 10 years. Oh, this is sad.
Forget 10 years. I want you to see 100 more years, Grandma.
The young man managed to rasp. His eyes had grown blurry with tears. Masa?
Yeah?
Will you call me again?
Yeah, I will.
That's a promise now.
I will. I swear I will.
All right. I'll talk to you later then. The man hung up the phone.
Oh. They'll make that into a movie for sure.
Ozu said with a faint chuckle.
You really have no sense for duplicity whatsoever.
The man hung his head.
But there's something even more unforgivable to me than that.
Ozu took a step forward, looming aggressively above the other man. The fellow began to tremble.
Real men don't break promises.
Ozu snatched the debtor by the collar and dragged him to his feet.
I'm gonna have you work off what you owe me. Real slow.
The man blinked in confusion.
You're gonna work under me for the rest of my life. And you're gonna keep up your act with the old lady until she dies. Huh? I'm not letting you break your promise to cool her.
Even he has a conscience. Suddenly, a tiny hint of kindness showed through Ozu's gruff expression. Several years had passed since then. The younger man still makes the rounds with Ozu, still deep in debt. His name is Yutaro Sagawa. His schedules today involve collecting money at the apartment of some broke actor, putting pressure on the president of a publishing company with cash flow problems, and then shaking down some shady guys trying to sell some weird diet drink. Yep. Finn. Wait. What? Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck does this mean? Wait. Oh, that unlocks Kajiwara's side story. I got it already. So wait, but it looks like I just unlocked a side story. Okay. Damn. Looks like I just added... I got that special side story there. Damn, there are a lot of... Okay, yeah, looking back at this. Here we go. Oh, that's right. Sasayama is actually married too. Mion! Okay, so we have two separate sets of side stories here. One chilled curry soba and mega tasty. Oh, wait, okay. One chilled curry soba and mega tasty. Yeah, I really thought Sasayama was gonna be important. Jeez. What are you talking about? Maki Yaneda snapped from the kitchen. Everything this old girl makes is tasty. She grabbed a bundle of soba noodles and tossed them roughly into the roiling pot. Humming a tune to herself as she tended to the soba, she heard another faint humming join in, seemingly from out of nowhere.
All right, let's do this.
The tiny voice had come down from down by Maki's feet. Another day for making delicious noodles! Oh, it's a different voice. Hello, AJ. Welcome to the stream. A different voice, this time from the shadows of the dingy kitchen shelf. Yeah. Holy what the actual fuck? A series of diminutive figures, each about the size of a pinky finger. Left out from them just a haphazard assortment of spice jars. Fairies. Naughty the fuck? What? They lined up on the floor, these tiny little fairies. 7 in total, all carefully keeping out of Maki's line of sight. They were food sprites that had come from Italy, and they protected the flavor of Dogen Hut soba noodles. Their leader, Mario, what are you doing here? Get back to Sakonia and destroy the world, Mario. Come on. Specialized in meat dishes. Salvatore could track down fresh ingredients in the blink of an eye. Cheerful Antonio was a wizard when it comes to the sauce. Marcello, a wine connoisseur and the most sarcastic fellow in the world. Franco, the neat freak, loved a clean and tidy kitchen. None could outmatch the pasta-making skills of Fabrizio, who had a divine touch. Roberto, the quiet one, could tell you all about pizza dough. Maki set the finished bowl of chilled curry soba on the kitchen table. No! While the woman's back was turned, the sprites added more salt and dashi stock to the noodles. In the blink of an eye, the soba seasonings were refined to perfection. Magnifico! With their work complete, the fairies hid themselves once again. Just why had these 7 food sprites taken residence at Dogen Hut? The story begins 2 years prior. Itsumi, Mario, and the others had been dwelling in a 3-star restaurant in Rome when they'd heard rumors that there were 5-star restaurants popping up all over Japan. Naturally, as food sprites, they couldn't just stand idly by.
Hey everyone, let's go to Japan!
And so, hey everyone, let's go to Japan! I can't do this, Mario voice. And so, heeding Mario's rallying cry, the gang snuffed was over a plane for Tokyo. But after finally arriving at their destination, they were unable to find any 5-star restaurants anywhere. By the time they realized that the rumors they'd heard had in fact been mere rumors, they were starving, nearly on the verge of death. They wandered about aimlessly until they arrived in Shibuya. Then, as they charted their way up Dogenzaka, the aroma of curry tickled their noses. The scent came from a soba restaurant called Dogen Hut, partway up the hill. The sprites peeked inside and saw Maki and her husband busily at work. Sneaking into the kitchen, they found that the scent of curry was wafting from a porcelain bowl on the counter. Oh, that was probably supposed to be another typo. Porcelain bowl, I believe, on the counter. This was Dogen Hut's house specialty, chilled curry soba. I don't think I could ever eat cold pasta. Despite their misgivings, the sprites told themselves a taste.
What is this?
The food sprites looked at one another in surprise.
The dashi, soy sauce, and curry all come together in perfect harmony. The smooth and chewy noodles offer a different appeal than pasta.
The group shouted in excitement, caught up in the moment. So taken were they by the chilled curry soba that they decided to settle down in Dogen Hut's kitchen from that day onward. But then the owner of Dogen Hut fell ill and passed away. After Maki took over her late husband's restaurant, it quickly became apparent that she had no talent for cooking whatsoever. Shockingly, she couldn't even tell the difference. God damn it, there are so many typos in this game, it's insane. She couldn't even tell the difference between salt and sugar, rice wine and vinegar. And so she had no idea how to make the soup for the chilled curry soba, sometimes tossing things like curry-flavored rice crackers and meat and potatoes into the pot. If Maki were left to her own devices, the restaurant was sure to go under. We are the only ones that can save this place, Mario declared. None of the others had any objections. The flavor of the chilled curry soba was worth any effort. And today, yet again, that specialty soba was delighting customers' palates, thanks to the helping hands of the sprites. Okay, Maki cried out. 1 chilled curry soba. Sorry for the wait. As delicious as ever, ma'am. You can't really get this flavor anywhere else. Down by Maki's feet, the sprites frowned.
We're the ones who made it, though.
Maintaining the flavor of the restaurant's dishes was certainly worth doing. Recently, however, it begun to feel a little empty. Nobody knew it was the food sprites who made the soba special. Maki was the one who was always praised for how tasty it was. There was no finer joy in cooking than seeing the smiles on diners' faces. But despite all the sprites' hard work, no one ever had a smile for them. All I think it's because they don't know that you exist. They needed to remain hidden, but the lack of recognition still left them feeling rather lonely. Oh, that's right! Maki announced brightly. There's been some talk about releasing the Dogan Hut recipe book! With a start, the sprites look up at her as one. The old woman was clearly overjoyed.
Uh-oh. What do we do?
A cold sweat broke out against the sprites' foreheads. This was Maki here. She'd probably read about how she made the stockies and curry crackers and stuff. But as busy as you are running the restaurant, do you even have the time to write a book? The customer asked between happy slurps of his soba. Oh, don't you worry about that, Maki declared with a broad grin. I'll get it written in my sleep. The customer blinked in disbelief.
You can't write a book while you're sleeping,
he said. Oh, yes I can. There are these little sprites who will write it for me while I'm in bed.
Oh, come on. Now you're just talking fairy tales.
The customer chortled loudly. Shocked, the sprites stared up at Maki.
Wait,
one of them whispered.
Does she?
Added another. Suddenly, Maki cast her gaze downward. You'll handle the book for me, won't ya? She whispered.
You've known all along.
The sprite's jaws hung agape. Oh, of course I have! I thought it was just a dementia. Maki murmured with a grin and a chuckle. I don't know how to make chilled curry soba that tastes that good. So thank you. Because of you, my husband's restaurant has been able to go on. And when they saw the big smile on Maki's face, the sprites knew that all of their effort had been worth it. Oh, well, I guess that we've got to help out then, Mario said. It'll take a bit of overtime, but we'll write out your book for you, ma'am.
I'm not sure I like the idea of revealing our recipes to the public, though,
Salvatore muttered.
And we'll have to put our hearts into the rest of the menu items too, not just the chilled curry soba,
Fabrizio added. Despite all of their grumbling, though, the sprites couldn't keep their happiness from their faces. Finny McFinfin, Finn McCool. That's the same exact advice that you gave last time. Here we go. Did you enjoy our tale of Dogan Hut's unexpected secret? Shake off your amazement because it's time for some new info. In Tama's story in the 14 o'clock time block, that suit she's lugging around in her back sure looks heavy. Try taking a good look at her hauling that weight. What might happen? Happy hunting and see you next time. Damn, so they're separate side stories. There's 2 sets of side stories. Not just these that are in the quiz, but like, holy fuck. But like those that you unlock in the story itself. I think I'm gonna do all the quiz ones first here.
では第3問
5,000 yen, and you have to actually write in the word yen. Damn.
Yay, correct.
Yes, Yanagashita! Alright! Yes, I wanted to do this, guys! I'm gonna have to read this whole story in the Yanagashita voice, aren't I? Oh boy.
I was in France on a business at the time, staying in a cheap apartment on the banks of the Seine. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Monsieur Yanagashita, you must pay those 10,000 euros advance.
Yeah, that was how Marcel Portier, a general goods trader, greeted me when I opened my apartment door. It was the most unsophisticated bit of French I've heard by far in my time along there, along the Seine.
I know I'm saying that wrong. Well, you see, this is all rather sudden. That's him talking. God damn it.
Oh, well, you see, this is all rather sudden. Two days earlier, I had purchased some health good products from Marcel. We'd agreed that I could pay the 10,000 euro bill a month later. And now, here it was, telling me I need to pay up at once.
Monsieur, if you would, 10,000 euros right now.
Marcel, I'm sorry, but I don't have that money. I replied with my own halting French. We had a deal that I could pay a month from now, didn't we?
That is not what I want to hear, monsieur. What I want to hear from you is, oui, Marcel, don't worry. I'll have it right away.
Now, I hadn't had sold any of the health products I'd procured from Marcel. I was flat out of cash, baby. I couldn't have paid up even if I'd wanted to. What in the world is going on? Why are you suddenly demanding I pay right here, right now?
Monsieur, I need that money, whatever it takes, by this evening.
He pointed a finger at me.
You absolutely must have it by this evening. Otherwise, you'll find yourself sinking to the bottom of the Strait of Dover. I will be in touch. Au revoir.
And with that, Marcel departed. Oh man, now what am I gonna do? That bit of crumb there was in Japanese, baby. I don't have 10,000 euros anywhere. My reflection in the waters of the Seine looked miserably distorted, baby.
Yanugi, who's saying that?
I looked up. There was only one person who called me Yanuki, on account of not being able to pronounce my name. Isabel. The woman that my heart had once burned for like a burning hammer, stood in the doorway. Isabel, what are y'all doing here?
Work. I'll be here in Paris for a while.
I see. Well, what a coinkydink. You're as beautiful as ever, I see.
And your hairstyle is the same as ever, too.
The sight of a familiar face bolstered my spirits, baby. At least somewhat. She may have firmly rejected my advances, but I still loved her all the same.
I have been hearing a lot about you.
Isabel told me.
the businessman who hopped all around all over the world.
Oh, I'm just always living on the edge, is all. And when you're doing business with the world, sometimes, even though you know it's dangerous, you need to leap off that edge, baby.
Well, so there's this product I simply had to recommend to you. Here.
Isabel pulled a doll from her handbag and presented it to me. What's this?
Isn't it cute? It's a mascot based on Indonesian folk art. Don't you think they'd be a huge hit in Japan?
It had bump of green skin and bloodshot eyes. There were sharp claws on the end of its lizard-like hands and feet. Not only was it not charming, quite frankly, it gave me the creeps. Look, I'm sorry, Isabel, but I don't think I need something like this.
Why not?
Why not, huh? No matter how I looked at it, it just wasn't a design that would sell in Japan. Go on.
Oh, sorry. Go on. Push on its back.
Huh?
Its back. Give it a push.
I did as instructed. The doll's arms and legs waggled almost apologetically.
See? Isn't that marvelous?
Well, my brows knit as I tried not to frown in front of her. But she sensed my efforts, and her expression turned sad.
Oh, you don't like it, do you?
Now, how many of these dolls do you have, baby? I asked, feeling something like pity.
This is totally a scam. Around 3,000 or so.
Wow, 3,000!
Would you take them off my hands?
Look, I'm sorry, baby, but I really can't. But if some other opportunity comes along...
I see. I guess I should have expected that. Another typo. With a doll this creepy.
Isabel turned her back to me, forlorn. And then she muttered softly.
I'd been thinking of throwing in an extra 10,000 euros if you took them off my hands, but
Oh, what was that just now?
they're totally working together.
Whoa, hey, hold on, Isabel, hold on. Whoa, Nelly. I heard her out in front of her. Could y'all repeat what you just said, please?
Huh?
You said if I took them off your hands for you.
I'd throw in 10,000 euros.
That's it. I thrust my pointer finger forward triumphantly. With 10,000 euros coming in, I'll be able to repay what I owed Marcel. Okay, Isabel, 'cause it's you, I'll happily take those 10,000 euros, I mean dolls.
Well, I mean it's the dolls, not the 10,000 euros.
Please, give me those 10,000 euros.
But the dolls!
The dolls and the 10,000 euros, baby.
Okay, I'll bring everything here. How about tonight?
No, now, before tonight.
I can't do that. Tonight is the soonest I can make it happen.
Guess I don't have much choice.
Sorry.
I'll just have to make Marcel wait a little longer, baby. I muttered that last part so that Isabel couldn't hear. So, alright, Isabel. Tonight then.
Thank you, Yonuji.
And don't forget the 10,000 euros or I'm gonna die.
Don't worry. I'll have it for you in cash.
Isabel held out her hand.
I really do appreciate this. I'll see you later tonight, then.
I shook her hand firmly. Likewise, bonsoir. Oh, bonsoir. Looking quite happy, Isabel departed.
Oh, Isabel was saying that. God damn it.
Whew. Looks like I got that 10,000 euro thing settled, baby. Glad out of breath, I haven't even realized I've been holding. When evening came, Marcel returned.
Do you have the money?
No pleasantries, just right to done in me. I decided not to point out his impertinence. Oh, yes, absolutely, I replied, grinning as I gave him a thumbs up.
Really? You are really my best friend. Now hurry up and hand it over.
With a bright smile, Marcel held out one hand. Well, I can't give it to you all right this minute.
Why not? Didn't you just tell me you had it a few seconds ago?
Please, you just need to wait until tonight. 10,000 euros are coming then.
Mad?
Marcel snapped, red in the face. Please, Marcel, surely you can wait just a tiny bit. We're best friends, right? Hear me out, that's all I ask.
You are not my best friend. You are a liar. He who was still an egg was still an ox.
Look, Marcel. Whoa, Nelly, calm down. If you take it easy and just wait until tonight, I can give you your money. I promise. Or would you prefer I take the swimming straight to Dover right now instead and give you nothing?
That put Marcel's railing to an end. Oh, sorry, this is his narration.
At that, he finally agreed. He insisted on waiting with me. And so we both waited for Isabel there in that cheap apartment. Sat on the floor holding my knees, and Marcel followed suit.
I suppose you must despise me for this, huh?
He mumbled. He picked up a spoon that was lying on the floor near his feet, hurled through an open window into the Seine. He disappeared with a sad, lonely plunk.
I can't blame you.
He said,
That was how I showed up out of the blue, demanding that you pay up.
Next, he tossed an alarm clock into the river. There was another plunk as before.
I suppose I owe you a proper explanation, Yanagashita.
Now, Marcel was going to throw the TV remote next, but I reached out to stop him. Tell me, Marcel.
Oh my god, is it this freaking snake? The freaking lizards.
So, I've been saddled with some merchandise that's a real pain.
He began. The light of the setting sun shone upon his face. I could see now the bags underneath his eyes. The man looked exhausted.
They say that whoever owns this stuff is cursed.
His eyes quivered with fear.
They also say that the curse stays with you until you can foist it off onto someone else.
He continued.
I had no idea what he was talking about, baby. Why can't you just throw the stuff out?
If you do that, the curse only becomes more powerful.
Yep, it's the lizards.
Now he was trembling dramatically. Whatever had spooked him, he wasn't his usual self, that was for sure.
God, it's hard to read this whole thing in his voice.
What's happened to you because of this curse so far?
I asked.
Well, for example.
I am loath to recount here what Marcel told me next, but suffice it to say it was horrifying.
Oh my, that's awful.
And so I marked these things down to what's practically a giveaway price just to be rid of the lot. But I haven't sold a single one, and the warehouse storage fees aren't exactly insignificant.
Marcel shook his head from side to side, his expression positively haggard. Oh my god, yep.
So then I thought that maybe there was some fool someplace I could push the inventory onto. Just give it away. If I threw in 10,000 euros to go with it, someone had to be dumb enough to take it, I figured.
See. That's why you needed the money so urgently then.
At last I understood.
But it's alright.
Oh, it's him saying that.
But it's alright now. A little while ago, one of my colleagues called to say they found just the right sucker.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, so I need to go with them to hand over the money along with the product inventory.
I see.
You're a lifesaver, Yonagashita. Merci beaucoup.
No, de rien, Miss Marcel.
Huh? What? Who was that? Come again now?
But man, it's hard to believe someone was dumb enough to actually want this stuff. Even with 10,000 euros thrown in.
Marcel said. He let out a little chuckle. Hold on a sec.
Marcel, can I ask y'all something real quick?
What is it? This colleague you mentioned, the one who found your sucker, it's not that woman named Isabel, is it?
Oh, you're,
Oh,
this colleague you mentioned, the one who found your sucker. It's not a woman named Isabel, is it?
Oh, you know her. Yeah, Isabel's great. Got a real knack for finding marks. She's quite the lady.
I did the mental math. I give 10,000 euros to Marcel. Marcel gives that 10,000 euros to Isabel, along with the cursed merchandise. Isabel gives me 10,000 euros and the dolls. I give the 10,000 euros to Marcel.
Marcel, those cursed goods. Do they happen to be creepy green dolls?
Oui, monsieur.
He flashed a broad, toothy grin. Slapped myself in the forehead good and hard. It keeps going back to the older one. Did you enjoy our tale of Yanagashita's bittersweet younger days? Did you slap yourself in the forehead along with him? Got some new information for you. In Kano's story? Yep. Okay. Oh my god, that's pretty funny. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at all of these ones afterward. But let's do all the ones within the quiz first. This is. I really think these questions are so ridiculously specific.
Da-da-da-da.
正解。
Oh my god, it's back to these kids that Chiaki was interviewing. Excuse me. Do you have a moment? Tape recorder in hand, Chiaki called out to a pair of young girls who were standing by the statue of Hachiko. Each girl carried a lollipop half the size of her face. What do you two think about Shibuya? The girls looked at one another. Do you not understand the question? Chiaki pressed. The children slowly licked away their candy.
Not really.
One of them said at last. Chiaki was taken back by the girl's grown-up tone. Yeah?
Yeah.
The girls nodded at one another, their faces disapproving. Huh? Chiaki was confused. What's going on?
Do we know you, lady?
Huh?
See, that's why people keep saying that adults nowadays have no common sense. Yeah, it's off on the small talk. This is the first time we've even met after all.
Did your mom teach you any manners? Chiaki took a step backward and wrapped her arms around herself as the children stared at her coldly. I'm sorry to have upset you.
Oh, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes.
Being treated like a child by small children made Chiaki blush bright red from embarrassment. Their arrogant reproach left her too flustered to fully process the situation.
So, what's up?
One of the girls went on. Excuse me? Chiaki said warily.
You're asking about Shibuya.
Yes, of course. Recoiling some more under the children's gaze, Chiaki chose her words very carefully. So, what do you two think about the city of Shibuya? Perhaps. The pair quickly lowered their eyes, their expressions forlorn. Oh, just hold on a second, you guys. I just have to take a quick bathroom break. right, let's continue.
It used to be so nice way back when.
What do you mean, way back when? You're babies. Way back? Just when was way back for these two?
Nowadays, Shibuya has gotten all dead quiet. Yeah, I used to be back in the day. You could just stand around here and see something interesting go down, day in, day out.
Chiaki was utterly dumbfounded by the girl's ostensible worldliness. She listened in fascination as they continued.
Yeah, but even that was maybe something that sort of hinges on your mood. I hear you. Maybe it's your mindset that's changed after all. So I'm guessing you got tests coming up. Yeah, my mom will just not shut up about nagging me to study. I'm about to start practicing for interviews myself.
Oh no, this is Chiaki asking them. So I'm guessing you got tests coming up. And then she asks, I'm about to start practicing for interviews myself.
It's too early for that.
Oh no. The second girl, God, this is confusing. Second girl says,
I'm about to start practicing for interviews myself.
oh, it's too early for that. Besides, if anyone messes up the real thing, it's the parent. At some point, Chiaki had become a bystander to the girls searing back and forth. Oh, okay, no. Okay, so it's the two girls just talking. She hasn't said anything in a while.
Man, I wish I had more freedom to do stuff. I started taking piano lessons to help with the enrollment test, too. Guess you'll never want to get rich if you don't go all out. I hate money. Rich people always have these awful sunken-in faces. Yeah, a while back I saw a father and son banging an entire box of trading cards, and they both looked hideous. Yikes. Kind of a sad story, though. The kid looked like he really wanted something else instead. That's the impression I got anyway. And as usual, the parent was completely oblivious. Yeah, and this kid had to put on this fake smile, appreciation, and everything. I know how that goes.
Chiaki felt increasingly inclined to leave, but she wasn't sure how to do so gracefully. Parents these days, she reflected, were foisting off a lot of things onto their children. They seemed completely ignorant of how much of a burden was too much. As she stood vacillating, the conversation continued.
Yeah, when our kindergarten teacher plays the organ, there's some real soul to it. It's so moving. We love her organ playing. Even if it doesn't have anything to do with test prep, you need to learn to play an instrument. Yeah, maybe I ought to change up my way of life.
Chiaki began to feel ashamed of herself. Ashamed that she'd been so simple in her thinking as to expect this interview to be easy. These kids were having a really tough time of things. Feeling pathetic for her own shallow short-sightedness, Chiaki sank down to the pavement.
Whoa, hey lady, what's the matter?
One of the girls asked. Chiaki hung her head.
You got a tummy ache? Want some of this?
The other girl held out a lollipop. No, it's not that. Chiaki was only barely managing to contain her tears.
Are you worried that the interview's not going well? You shouldn't let it get to you. It's not the end of the world or anything.
The cheer on the girls' faces brought Chiaki a small flush of consolation.
Yeah, keep your chin up. We can get going in the interview. We can talk about whatever. This is a place to grab food from the lot that my mom doesn't know about. Maybe we can talk there? We've got these stupid tasty guard jelly strips. Yeah, my mom tells me I shouldn't spend too much on snacks. But you've got to sneak a little of that into your routine.
The two girls gently patted Chiaki atop the head.
Kawaii-so, kawaii-so.
She could tell it just wasn't gonna be her day. Oh my god. Jeez. Did you enjoy our tale of these precocious preschoolers? None of us can go back to our childhoods, but we can give you some good hints. Okay, yep. I'm just gonna be... I remember actually what they're talking about here, but again, we're gonna save all these ones that we find in the story for later. Right now, we're gonna get all the stories from the quiz. Finally, something that's actually plot relevant and not like a random line in the story. Holy shit. I'm not gonna even look this one up. God. Here's an actual question about the story. Not, hey, do you remember what was said on page 5, paragraph 3, line 2, letter 7 or something? God. Alright, yes! Miku gets a side story! A straight right came her way just as she let down her guard. The blow caught her in the chin, and for an instant she saw white. As she was driven back against the mesh cage, a knee strike hurtled toward her. She managed to change positions just in time to dodge and close distance with her opponent. Man, she's tough, Miku thought to herself. Bride's openweight champion, Crybaby Mizuho, was a dyed-in-the-wool, tried-and-true fighter. One of Miku's eyelids felt like it was badly swollen. She was having a hard time seeing. Mizuho's hardy frame was little more than a blur, and the punch Miku had just taken had left her distinctly unsteady. What if this other woman rushed and tackled her? No doubt Miku would wind up down on the mat, where she'd be pummeled over and over. Or perhaps her opponent would instead make use of her expert footwork to deal out some more precision strikes. With the hurt Miku had already taken, dealing with that would be difficult as well. Miku was in a proverbial corner. Oh, how she just wanted to drive a fist right into Mizuho's big mouth. What are you gonna do, Miku? Did you come this far just to lose? Again, typo with it should be the 2 with one O. Mizuho closed the gap. Her 180 centimeter tall, 80 kilogram frame came charging in. Oh God, thank you. Thank you, someone who's taller than me! Woo! Yes, taller by 7 whole fucking centimeters. 7.5. Woo! Yes! Finally. Finally! A thin smile showed in her doughy face. Miku had first seen Mizuho fight 1 year earlier. Her face radiated weakness, and she cried when she got hit. Really. Hence her nickname, Crybaby Mizuho. But through her tears, Mizuho fought desperately, managing in the end to pull off a joint lock that won her the match. The crowd went absolutely wild at the Crybaby fighter's underdog victory. Oh, that's totally fine, Ji-chan. Don't worry about it. But Miku was not convinced by Mizuho's performance. Mizuho was assuredly much stronger than she seemed. She'd taken karate lessons at a local dojo after middle school. She'd been on her high school intramural wrestling team, and lately she'd taken up jiu-jitsu. There was no way a woman like that could be such a crybaby. She'd been fighting at half her potential in order to make things more fun for the audience. She's only using 50% of her true power. She's a freaking Dragon Ball Z character. Miku knew that, since the matches abroad were part of the spectacle, making things fun for the customers was important. Even so, she wanted to see the champion fight at her full strength. And so she fought her way up the ladder to get that chance. After winning the match that put her in position for a shot at the title, Miku would grab the microphone and shout to both Mizuho and the crowd.
Mizuho, next time you're fighting me, we're fighting for real!
Afterwards, the manager had been furious.
But saying fighting for real make it sound like all the other matches here at Brad are all fixed.
It was true that the matches were indeed for real, with no outcome decided ahead of time. But Mizuho's crybaby persona was just an act, even if it was an entertaining one, and she spent the first part of each of her fights putting on a lot of fake tears. I don't know anything about professional wrestling. It's never something that's been interesting to me, but I imagine that's how they do it. Like, they have characters, and they play characters, I think, like, in the wrestling matches, but the outcome of the matches, I think, are, like, dependent on their skill, and not, like, 100% choreographed. I have no idea. I'm just spitballing. Miku scowled at the manager.
I don't want to fight crybaby Mizuho. I want to fight Mizuho. I want to fight that's full force from the get-go.
Yo, dumbass.
Roared the manager.
Take one look at her.
Amongst the slender-figured frame fighters on Bride's roster, Mizuho stood out as bulging and burly. And not even by the most charitable standards in the world could her face be called pretty. Oh, that's sad.
Mizuho was on the roster in the first place because of her crybaby character. She gave that up, she'd be giving up her position at Pride.
Miku fell silent. Was getting a legit fight out of Mizuho impossible then? She fretted anxiously about it until the title match finally came. Once the fight started, though, the other woman in the octagon was no crybaby. Mizuho unleashed a mighty punch the instant the gong sounded. The blow hit Miku like nothing she'd felt before. The impact shocked her even through her guard. Mizuho then shot forward like a rocket, tackling Miku against the cage. Miku clung to her tightly to avoid being taken to the mat. Mizuho whispered into her ear.
You wanted a real fight? Challenge accepted.
Mizuho released her, then retracted to the center of the octagonal ring. Then she held out one hand, gesturing as if to say,
Bring it on.
A confused uproar rose from the crowd. This wasn't how things usually went. Miku could feel every cell in her body jumping for joy. Yeah! She rushed at Mizuho with all her might. The match quickly developed into a rather one-sided affair. Soon, Mika was struggling just to avoid getting KO'd too quickly. Her opponent was strong, stronger than she'd imagined. Mizuho grinned as she charged forward. Mika was out of options. Was the bigger woman coming in for a tackle? As soon as Mika prepared to defend against the tackle, a wide hook came her way instead. She barely managed to deflect it. Then Mizuho rooted her feet and launched into a flurry of punches. Mika was astounded by the fury of the attack. The champion threw punch after punch without bothering to guard herself. Finally, Mika was able to follow up with a single counterpunch of her own. She landed a clean hit right on the bridge of Mizuho's nose. A stream of blood poured out from one nostril. With a gleeful grin, Mizuho stuck out her tongue and lapped up her own blood. Then she set her feet once more and threw another punch. The powerful blow clipped Miku in the temple, and her head reeled. Enraged, Miku retaliated with a punch of her own. Neither of the two budged as they traded blows. For long amidst the cheers, Miku and Mizuho were merely pummeling each other. There was no skill, no technique, just two bulls butting heads. Miku's molars clattered. Her lungs felt like they might burst. She was at her body's limit, just a little longer. It was hopeless. She knew that, but she had to hang in there. Just one more punch, she told herself again and again. Just one more punch. Only halfway conscious, she continued battering back at her opponent. Seriously, Ji-chan, I think this is not the correct music for this writing right here. There was an especially loud cheer from the crowd, and then suddenly someone grabbed Miku from behind.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
It was the referee. Mizuho sprawled out at Miku's feet. She won!
Victory by knockout!
The referee is different from the other guy.
Victory by knockout with a right hook! Miku Morita!
I'm guessing that's so. Even after the ref said it, Miku could scarcely believe what had happened. She stood there in a daze for a while, and then Mizuho came stumbling over to her. "You got me," she said. "Fair and square." As soon as she saw the look of gratitude and respect on Mizuho's face, tears started streaming down Mika's cheeks. She tried to hold them back, but they just kept coming. "Hey now, only one of us gets to be the crybaby," Mizuho said, her voice husky with emotion. Tears had balled up in her eyes too. Ah! Two clung to another, weeping. "I'm so glad I was able to get a real match in the end," Mizuho whispered into Miku's ear. For several months after that, Miku defended her title. When she was warming up backstage one day, the manager came in carrying a cardboard box.
Package for you, Miku.
The sender was Mizuho. The box was packed full of oranges. Mizuho had quit the day after their title match. Evidently, she'd gone home to take over her family's farm. Oh wow. Huh. Miku peeled the skin off one, pulled off a section and ate it. The vibrant, striking, bittersweet taste, so very reminiscent of their fight, filled her mouth like a little explosion. Well, that was a lovely story. Did you enjoy our tale of femme fatales forging a friendship through fighting? Ferociously. Ferociously fastidious, I did. Well then, put up your dukes, cause we got some new info for yous. Okay. And yeah, there's the next one. There is a lot of leaving to work on a farm in this game, Mystery Theater, that's true. Yanagashita is managing director of this company. Damn. I should know this. I forgot what. Is it Burning Hammer? Like, I forgot, like, he was in charge. Oh, it was Yamato Health Foods. Okay. Damn. Can I just type? No, I can't type. Fucking hell. I have to... Ugh.
Ya-da-da-da.
Here we go. Oh wow, Suzumu versus Kiryu, let's go. The day Ashi came back to SOS. The day went for the first time in a long while. SOS became whole again. Let's go back 2 weeks before that fated reunion. The gang was in the midst of a minor quarrel.
But we have to set a proper example.
The pool hall fell silent as Kiryu's aggravated outburst. Provoking the new second in command was a fine way to wind up victim to the guillotine. And so the other gang members remained tight-lipped, warily looking on.
Come on, Suzumu. You know I'm right.
Suzumu didn't flinch under Kiryu's glare.
Set an example of what? All you want to do is get rowdy because you feel like it. Look, just step aside. I've got business with that little punk behind you.
Behind Suzumu was a skinny teenager, barely more than a boy. He wore a look of abject terror, like a rabbit caught in a lion's gaze.
What exactly is so fun about finding different excuses to terrorize your friends?
Suzumu asked. Kiryu snickered mockingly and then grinned.
Good question. Guess it's cool. Messing with guys who signed up with SOS after I did.
The conflict, as usual, had started more or less over nothing. Each night, the members of SOS gathered at their pool hall in Ura Harajuku. There was no set meetup time or anything like that. Around the time the place was teeming with other gang members, Kiryu would turn up. Suzumu generally appeared shortly afterward. But today, the last person to show up had been the kid Suzumu was currently shielding. As the young fellow quietly took a seat, Kiryu had suddenly blown his top.
The hell you think you're doing?
The kid froze with fear at the ferocious shout. But his cringing demeanor only poured more fuel onto the fire.
Whoever shows up last has got to apologize, you know?
As Kiryu reached for his favorite makeshift wooden cudgel, Suzumu had interposed himself.
Suzumu, are you seriously trying to tell me That SOS doesn't have a proper pecking order. That's not what I'm saying.
Susumu continued to stare Kiryu down.
But what's it matter? You don't understand anything anyways.
Kiryu suddenly rolled up his right sleeve, and sat down and set his elbow on the table. His right hand raised and opened like a claw.
Wanna settle this with a show of strength.
A glimmer of challenge shone in Kiryu's eyes.
You're wrong.
Susumu sat down opposite him. Time for arm wrestling. Planting his own elbow on the table, he reached across and clasped hands with Kiryu. Kiryu squeezed back, as if threatening to crush Susumu's palm in his fingers.
If I win,
He said.
you let me do what I want.
Someone stepped out of the crowd to act as a referee. It was one of Kiryu's cronies. At once, the bar was gripped with excitement, as if a championship game were on the line.
Waste that punk, Suzumu! Come on, Suzumu, you can do it!
The leader had strong showing of support from the crowd.
You get this, you.
But the upstart's backing section wasn't exactly small either.
Looks like we got him all worked up.
Kiryu said. He picked up an empty beer bottle with his free hand, then smashed it against the edge of the table. Shards of broken glass littered the tabletop between their arms.
This ought to make things more interesting. Yeah, I bet it will.
The referee leaned in, giving the pair's tightly clasped hands a quick tap.
Ready and go!
The competitor's biceps bulged. Both men started to shudder visibly. Their arms seemed locked in place, neither giving way. Kiryu flashed a broad, leering grin, a vein popping out against his temple.
Man, you really are a wuss. You ain't leader material. You think so, huh?
Susumu answered through gritted teeth.
If you don't keep him on a tight leash, SOS will fall apart, which is finally got big enough.
Kiryu grunted as he started to bend Susumu's arm downward.
You think of something? Whoever said anything about SOS getting bigger?
Susumu replied. He struggled to force his arm back up. The walls echoed with the sound of people cheering Susumu's name. Bolstered by their support, he mustered up his last reserve of strength, but still his arm would not move. Kiryu's grip still held him like a vice.
That's the best you can do? Some leader you are.
Then Kiryu put all his strength into his arm. Susumu's knuckles thudded against the table. Oh no. Thin shards of glass stabbed in the back of his hand.
Yeah! Yeah!
Kiryu let out a triumphant cry of victory. Cradling his bloodied hand, Susumu grimaced back at him.
Well, that settles it. Fair and square. Now I'm gonna teach that kid a lesson.
Watch it like it'll say that Susumu is like left-handed or something. Once more, Kiryu reached for his cudgel. The young fellow tried to bolt away.
Stop right there.
Susumu called after him.
You finally come around then, Susumu.
Kiryu asked. He twirled the piece of wood around and he sauntered slowly toward his prey.
You stop right there too, Kiryu.
Susumu added. Kiryu paused in his tracks.
Hey, what gives?
The kid tilted his head questioningly. Oh, that's the kid saying that.
Hey, what gives? Apologize to Kiryu.
Susumu said. The youngster blinked in disbelief.
I said apologize.
Susumu repeated.
Yeah, okay.
The kid bowed his head deeply.
I'm sorry, Kiryu.
That should settle things. Right, Kiryu?
Kiryu went red in the face.
What the hell, man? Are you kidding me?
Enraged, he stepped forward to swing his club at the kid.
I told you to stop.
Susumu drove his bloody fist right into Kiryu's face.
There.
He snapped as Kiryu staggered backward.
I think that's enough violence for one day.
The look on his face was nothing short of blood curdling.
If that's still not enough for you, next time we can settle things with our fists.
Once again, he and Kiryu were staring daggers at each other. With a click of his tongue, Kiryu was the first to look away.
All right. I'll back off for today.
Tossing aside his club, he stomped out of the bar.
So then, thank you so much.
Murmured the kid apologetically. His gaze was fixed on Suzumu's hand. Even after he told the kid not to worry about it, Suzumu could feel doubt welling up like a storm inside him. Kiryu had said for today. At some point, the two of them really were going to wind up coming to blows. And Susumu couldn't lose that fight. No matter how tough Kiryu was, Susumu wasn't going to let him become leader of the gang. Especially not considering who it was who put Susumu in that position in the first place. With a newfound determination, he clenched his injured fist even as the blood continued to stream down. Oh wow. Did you enjoy our tale of a heated showdown between two rivals? Well, then get ready for some fancy footwork. Okay, question 6. question was called. The answer is the performance called Au revoir.
Ta-da!
その通り。
Alright. Damn, this guy who showed up in one little part. The play director guy. It's him. They are really reaching for side stories. He does look a bit like Zune. Hold on a couple of minutes. I'm so sorry. I need to check something, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. I am back. Let's go. If I had to compare it to something, it would be gum stuck to the bottom of a shoe. Shit. Let's see. I forgot what voice I gave him completely. Shinosuke Orai. First came across the impulse when I was young. It's good that you got to see this when you were still little, my parents said to me. We had gone to see one of Shakespeare's 4 great tragedies, King Lear. The material was a bit difficult for me at my age. Yeah, definitely, for a little kid. Even so, the dazzling sets, the sublime music, and the true-to-life acting struck me to the very core. How amazing it all was, to think that something like this existed in the world. It was a setting I wanted to hurl myself into. I wanted to move others with the same impulse that had moved me. From then on, these thoughts were never far from my mind. And then, when I was in 2nd grade, I made my debut as a stage director. When the school was deciding the program for the arts festival, I eagerly proposed King Lear. The rest of my class was, of course, rather flabbergasted, but as no other suggestions were put forth, Lear was chosen. Oh my god, an elementary school King Lear. That sounds ridiculously adorable. I raised my hand to volunteer as director. Since the rest of the class wasn't sure about what a director even was, no one raised any objections. It was my directorial debut. I poured my heart and soul into it. Little did I realize I had started down a road of hardship. We had 10 days for rehearsal before the opening. Oh my god! My little kids! Why don't you know your lines? I told you that I had to have them memorized by today. Sorry, I forgot. I'm just a kid. You forgot? You think that's gonna cut it? I lashed out at a classmate who had yet again dropped his lines. We were already going well into rehearsal. How someone could fail to remember 3 measly lines was beyond me. Thinking back now, I've encountered an awful lot of actors over the years who simply refuse to listen to what their director tells them. What makes them so reluctant to faithfully follow directions? Are you really okay with the prospect of flubbing your lines during the actual performance? You can say them yourself. I'm busy. The only thing you're busy with is TV and games. Class suddenly fell silent. I leaned back, sneering at them. A few of the girls began whispering to one another. Look at him, acting all like high and mighty when he's not even class rep, like totally for sure. Yeah, like he's not even a teacher. Like he can't totally go around telling everyone what to do. Everyone hates the director. I'd learned that from the television programs I watched to learn more about drama. The director would pelt the actors and backstage crew with vitriol, toss out absurd instructions without compunction, and even hurl ashtrays across the stage. It was a job to perform without mercy. Directors don't lash out because they're bad people, mind you. But you have to be something of an ogre in order to assure that both you and the audience are satisfied when the curtain falls, to attain the sense of accomplishment that comes with true artistic achievement. Enough of the yammering! In my rage, I searched around for an ashtray. They don't keep those in elementary school classrooms, however, so instead I grabbed and hurled the nearest pencil case. So it's only natural for a born director to behave with such intensity. no sooner than I had thrown the case. However, then the homeroom teacher snatched me by the scruff of my neck. Yep, he's in trouble. Before long, I was in the staff room, getting a lecture crammed down my throat. Then I was made to return to the classroom and apologize to everyone. Still, I had not lost my passion for a successful production of King Lear in elementary school. I would not be disheartened by such a minor setback. At rehearsal after school the following day, the teacher addressed us. In order to take some of the burden off young Mr. Alphard here, everyone will direct the production together. Yes, ma'am! The class replied as one. It was beyond absurd. Naturally, I was vehemently opposed to the idea. Democracy has no place in the world of art. The enjoyment comes from a clash of individuals who excel in their given roles, each refusing to compromise one iota. But the teacher would have none of it. Mr. Alphard, sir, this is an elementary school classroom, not Broadway. Settle down. Good night, Chi-chan. It's all well and good to take this seriously, but we don't want to repeat what happened yesterday. Let's all be friends, alright? Let's be friends? Did you think that fine art you're created by being friends? I can only grimace at such a laughable misconception. And so began our new rehearsal system. We'd practice a scene, then everyone would offer their opinions about it. You need to look at the person you're speaking to, I railed angrily. Where you look is important. Others chimed in from all around. Well, what does it matter where you look? What if we tried reciting our lines while jumping?
Say, I'm playing a tree. Can I have some dialogue too?
Why would you get a person to play the tree and shit like that? Come on. It's so humiliating.
I'm trying to figure out if it needs more yikes or more ta-da.
Nobody could tell at this point whose instructions they should follow. From the very outset, it was chaos. Everyone just said whatever they wanted. There's no way I'm holding hands with a boy.
This costume looks dumb. How about something more like superhero-y?
Give me a new part. I should play the lead.
Chase the raft, the mighty cornball slash!
Oh my god. Stop all the rambling. Stick to the script. My anger had finally boiled over. We're all supposed to offer our opinions though, right?
Yeah, alright. Quit your belly aching. God, what an asshole.
You're such a bellyacher. Bellyacher, bellyacher, bellyacher. Mad whirlwind which no one in their right mind would call rehearsal. Continue for days. A whole week passed. At last, once everyone had finally realized that the new approach was getting us nowhere, I was reinstated as the play's sole director. There wasn't much time left for the main event. Never before had thrown so much gusto into the craft. What's with that monotone? You need to put more feeling into it. You're not reading from a textbook. I was not one to go easy on my actors. But I'm shy.
try.
No excuses. You're not bringing enough realism to the part. You need to give it more oomph.
Okay, fine, I'll try.
Thanks to my fierce directing, the others had improved bit by bit. With just a little more patience, sure the grand sense of accomplishment could be ours. At long last, I was sensing a real response to my work. And then it all changed. The boy was playing the back half of the horse and leached down his pants. His underwear came down next. And he squatted down on the spot. What the fuck? His brow creased with a strain of effort. He was really doing this. The entire class flew into an uproar at this rather sudden development. What the fuck? My God. Girls ran away. Boys broke out laughing. Teacher rushed in unthinkably to cut both hands under the young fellow's back and said, "Oh God." I just stood there dumbstruck. Once again, everything had finally calmed down. I went to talk to him. "What were you thinking?" I demanded.
You said you wanted more realism, so I figured the horse should take a dump.
I had no words.
That sure counts as real, alright.
Someone called out. The class erupted in raucous laughter. The energy drained from me in an instant, and I collapsed to the floor. Real. Was that what real meant on the stage? I couldn't deny that taking a dump qualified from a certain perspective. The bowel movement itself had definitely been genuine. It had been live. It gave a certain ambiance. Oh my God. Was that wrong? It hadn't been the kind of realism I've been after. Waiting for something else, for a sense of tension that went beyond more mere fabrication. It expressed the clashing of life's various emotions. In my confusion, I clutched my head. Was this how my art was to fall apart?
You stupid amateur.
Before I knew it, I had blown my top, launching into wild rant. I don't recall what happened next. I didn't recover right away and wound up missing school for a while. School Arts Festival went on without me. I learned it was well received. Interesting. What is art? What is drama? What is man? What is the world? When I try to ask and answer these questions, I always think back to that experience back when I was young. If I had to compare it to something, it'd be gum stuck to the bottom of a shoe. No, an AM radio broadcast washed out with static. No, kind of meat, but that's been seen for too long. Now perhaps more like a sodden doormat. No, maybe it's like, yes, something a love letter written in the dead of night. Interesting. Kinda wish now this guy got more screen time. He was literally only in one scene. Did you enjoy our tale of artistic agony? Well, if you're serious about the craft, we got some good information. Okay, you guys. It's saving, I know that, so...
第8問、さあどうだ。
Wow, okay, look at all these previews. Special episode. Okay, so there's 18 special episodes. Okay, I see what's gonna happen. I see how it works. So the first few special episodes are all up to, are all up to his. No, there's more, Void Dweller, but we're gonna continue them next time. So 7, I see. So 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 4 more of that type. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Probably more than that. I'm guessing 22 or something. 4 more to unlock overall. There is so much bonus content. Jesus Christ. Yeah, 22 overall. So, God. That's insanitary. Jesus Christ, we have so many to get through. 4 more in the pop quiz part, and then we gotta go hunting inside, which thankfully I also have a guide for that I was given by I think Zarmegas, which I'm truly thankful for. Hunting inside the story itself. Okay, you guys. I can't believe how much bonus content this game has. Insane. Until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night, for all the sweetest of hearts.